I know what I want to talk about this week, but part of me really wishes I didn't have to. Can we talk about how awesome Spider-Man Homecoming is instead?
Mr. Stark, here's my report for tonight. I stopped a Grand Theft bicycle.
Hey, could you do me a favor? Hold on to that. Is this anybody's bike?
Oh, I helped this old lady and she bought me a churro, so.
Okay, please allow me that little joke because the rest of this isn't that amusing. This past week, our country made global headlines. Twice! Both relating to the sexual harassment of women. Because you know, when we make headlines, it's never for anything good. We react to Malaysia popping up on BBC the same way we react to Facebook friends we barely talk to, asking you to vote for their kid in a kiddie beauty pageant. No, Pam, no, I will not vote for your kid. I didn't even know you had one. You're ruining her life. Seriously, get out of my face. The first was a frankly disgusting news of Shell having to remove cardboard cutouts of one of its female staff from its stations because men were fondling it. The second was ex-Magic CEO Cheryl Yeo coming out with her story of assault by Dave McClure, spurred on by a piece in the New York Times about sexual harassment in Silicon Valley. Different levels for sure, but both are cases of unwanted attention mixed with lewd remarks, which is what sexual harassment is by definition. So of course in the days that followed, you can imagine what happened. Justice for the victims? Get real. Victim blaming. And lots of it. For Shell, there were those who said that while yes, what the guys did was wrong, you shouldn't be advertising using women anyway. Yeah, because I'm sure that using a guy to sell high heels would be just A-okay with you guys, huh? In Cheryl's case, the criticism ranged from why didn't you report it earlier, to toxic comments about how men get it too, to the frankly pedantic, I am sorry for you, but technically what you went through was harassment, not assault. You are cheapening it for the real victims. Seriously, what the hell? Putting a sorry for you but in front of something does not excuse what comes after it. Like if I were to say to this guy, I am sorry but you're a kid, doesn't justify me calling you that. No, I am not denying that men have been victims too. No, I am not denying that it is underreported. But when did this become a contest about who got hurt worse or not hurt enough? Is there a medal I am not aware of? In the end, when you are the receiving end, nobody should have the right to tell you how justified your pain should be. Whether it's sexual assault or harassment, it should be up to the courts to decide what the legal punishment should be. But your pain is your pain. Nobody should tell you how to feel it. Here is the cold truth. Women have been subject of sexual harassment more than men, simply because more men are in a position of power that they are able to leverage on. And it's worse on the internet. You rarely see men get rape threats online, but it has become almost common parlance when it comes to women. Women get judged for their looks all the time, whether they look like me or Angelina Jolie. With all this, can you blame people for not going to report it? Something pointed out by several women's groups. Women's Centre for Change in Penang ED Lo Cheng Kui said she was appalled that people were blaming Yeo for the incident. While Betty Yeo from Awam said it was the lack of proper mechanisms that were to blame, with some victims saying officers didn't believe them. Sometimes I think though, the best way to deal with these troll comments is something I call the Samuel L. Jackson method, where you just go,
Who the is this?
But that is not a long-term solution. So what is? I applaud Shell for what it did. Not only did it strongly condemn the act, but it stood behind its staff. It took action. It made a stand. And this is what we need more of. Companies that make it clear that boys will be boys is not chutzpah. In John Oliver's very inspired words, it's horse. And it starts with a safe channel for anyone, women or men, to report sexual harassment and assault without fear of retaliation. And the questions need to be asked in a way that doesn't make it seem like the victim's fault. So no questions about how they were dressed or whether they did anything to provoke it. Cheryl said in an interview with the BBC that she didn't know what the right way to report the crime was. And that shouldn't ever be an issue. The good news is, we do have precedent when it comes to cases of sexual harassment in the courts. But the fact that it only came after June 2016, yeah. But even before all that, let's start with the most basic thing: respect. And that starts from the belief that women are never second-class citizens. Something that after years of indoctrination, even as a woman, I sometimes forget. Because society keeps telling you that you will never be worthy. So maybe let's take some inspiration from the Australian government's Respect campaign, which advocates teaching our kids to throw away all excuses when it comes to relationships.
You're okay. Just did it because he likes you.
Don't try like a girl, mate. Come on.
The excuses we make, allow it to grow. Violence against women, let's stop it.
And when it becomes clear there is no point arguing with some faceless dip on the internet, just go back to the Samuel Jackson response.
Who the is this?
Just saying.